fun story about a recently discovered attack vector that's been in the wild since 1989. Peter's going to tell us about it on today's Not So Critical Update.
I love this so very much. This is the story about Janet Jackson music video declared a cybersecurity exploit because when it's played in the vicinity of a particular 5,200 RPM mechanical disk drive, the resonant frequency from the music causes effectively a denial of service attack against the hard drive. It synchronizes with the spin of the drive and disrupts the ability to read and write from it, which is just
I think can
amazing.
actually physically damage the drive, right?
Yeah. So I think the read head scratches around and just messes up the
crazy
the
story. And they said it was really tough to. They said it was really tough to troubleshoot because sometimes it would actually crash nearby computers if they were playing it. They couldn't figure out why.
That's crazy.
Awesome story.
Yeah,
I love
amazing.
it. It kind of reminds
so
me
much
of like
fun.
the cosmic bit flipping kind of thing almost.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like the unintentional consequences of just randomness. Like they weren't using in 1989 or when this music video was probably made even, which I assume was a little bit before, like disk drives versus tape was still kind of like new.
Yeah.
Like disc was new and tape was everywhere. So obviously this didn't affect tapes. And even backup solutions, we were storing data on tapes back then. Like data was just...
It could have affected tapes.
If the tape was spinning at 5,200 RPM, but I think no, because the way the hard disks work is you have a disk or multiple disks and a what do you call it? A pin with, what is it? IR? I forget. A pinhead reading what's on the disk, similar to a CD drive.
Right, but I'm saying the damage was done by the sound, the frequency of the song. If you played the song on a tape deck next to one of these computers,
oh sure.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I thought, well, it would not have affected the tape.
Which is why tape technology is superior to CDs. We should all be going back to cassette tape Walkmans.
You're memeing. It really is. Like, Oh, seriously, it is. Discs have an expiration date. Eventually, the disc won't be readable.
Yeah,
anymore.
They do. Isn't that weird?
A tape could last for like I don't remember exactly, like hundreds of years. Like it's actually
and you can store way more data on a tape than you can on.
Was it the Commodore 64 that you actually loaded programs on a cassette tape? Am I remembering that correctly?
Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, all of them back in the day. So first of all, credit to the person who figured this out, because that must have been a really tough one to debug. I read another thread this week about a story about a guy who he solved the mysterious glitch from his graphics card, and he couldn't figure out what it is. And it was on Windows and Linux, so it wasn't a binary driver thing. And weirdly, recordings were not affected. So when like if you played a recording on one, recorded the screen, then the glitch would not be a thing. It turns out it was a glitch in the monitor driver, which it would like halt every 20 refreshes or 20,000 refreshes or something. So that's why it wasn't due. Tricky one, right? And then Dell released an update, but you can't actually apply it because you had to buy a new monitor to get the new updated firmware, which is great. And the other one that this bug reminded me of, they call them Heisenbugs, by the way. The ones that you can't, when you look at them, they disappear. There was a bug where
Schrodinger's bug.
Yeah, exactly, a Schrodinger's bug. There was email that would fail when it was sent at a certain
500
time.
miles. I sent you this. I sent you this years ago, and I was going to use it before you said something. The 500-mile email mystery, dude. Yeah. This shit is fucking crazy. No. Go ahead. I don't remember the reason. I was going to ask, so go ahead.
Well, as I remember it, and I might be making up the details in my head here, but this was the story where a guy noticed that emails were failing to send at a certain time of day. I think it was, or a certain time of night, and the reason was something like it got routed through a particular server, which was a particular distance away, something like that. I think it was
500 miles,
and it was 500 miles. Yeah, and I can't remember the exact details, but it was like the piece of Ethernet, piece of cable, the electrical signal failed after a certain time.
Yeah,
I mean,
it had to do with the speed of electricity in the cable, and it took longer for the signal to travel the length of the cable than was allowed for the communications to continue without acknowledgement requests and all that.
Right, because it was And this was, I believe, a connection between a group of universities. This person was a professor who wrote the story. And I guess it was like, after when I go across this line, emails get sent back as unable to send. You get a whatever it's called, what's it called? Failures to send. I'm blanking. Anyway, this is the kind of stuff that I love because, like I said, the randomness factor is so great when it comes to technology. And with this one specifically, the Janet Jackson, like the stars really had to align for a person who's knowledgeable enough to troubleshoot it, to be like, wait, this happened. Because like, how outside of the box can you think? Are you guys both looking at the 500?
Yeah, we're both trying to find it.
No, I found it, but I actually found a list of other ones. Yeah. There was one about. Sorry, John. I'm listening.
Yeah. What did I say?
You were talking about how difficult it is to troubleshoot these kinds of problems.
Yeah. Right. Of course, fucking assholes.
What are we married? Do I have to play this game with you now?
Well, now we know.
No, it's because I found a particularly interesting one. There was a story about vanilla ice cream.
Not John's story, an interesting story.
Right, an interesting one. Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter. The floor is yours.
Oh, sorry, John. So there's a guy that's saying that his car wouldn't start when he bought vanilla ice cream, and yeah. So basically, what happened was every time he bought vanilla ice cream at a gas station, his car would stop working. And it didn't happen with other different types of flavors of ice cream, like strawberry or chocolate. They were fine. But when he went to go buy vanilla ice cream, he would come back and his car would be dead. And he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, well, why?
The answer was what?
The vanilla ice cream was located slightly further away in the store, so that when he went to that particular location, it had just enough time for the engine to cool down and fail. But when he went to go and get the other flavors, they were somewhere else, apparently. I know it's apocryphal.
Okay.
I didn't like that one.
You didn't like it?
There's a website called 500mile.email that has a bunch of these stories too. So I'll link to that in the description of the video when we get there. Also in the description of the video, incidentally, link to our Discord server, which everybody should come join.
For sure.
We've had some new people join lately. It's been very exciting. We've had a lot of great chat, great banter.
Yeah. A lot of back and forth.
The banter that they're referring to is, hi, new person.
Yeah. A lot of the time, we do also have people who join and then leave.
Yeah, they don't like us.
They don't like us at all, which is fine.
We've got a core group that's chatty. It's a fun. It's a Discord server.
No, that's good.
And it's not going to be like one of those Discord servers that you're going to want to mute because there's not enough to.
Very quiet. But also not too quiet. You know,
doesn't generate a ton of noise. Yeah. All the positive benefits.
Quality, not quantity. Definitely not quantity.
Not quantity. For sure.
But also, can I just say, since we are spending such a long time promoting our own shit, right down there, guys, right down there. And I'm not talking about the other, what else is down there. I'm talking about below the video screen.
Oh boy.
There's a like button and a subscribe button. And I think you should just go hit them both right now.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. You should.
You're like a rabid dog.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, please.
We should just do a whole video that's like, subscribe. I wonder how well that would do, actually.
Terribly.
But I bet there is a YouTube video like that would just do
like every video on YouTube.
Subreddit. I think there's a subreddit for like subscribe for subscribe. Like these people just try to like get big.
Oh no, don't do that. Subscribe because you actually like the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As an art project, that would be a good art project. Just a 4-hour video of someone going like and subscribe. I can imagine that.
I feel like there's something a streamer did like that, like just saying somebody's name 1 million times or something. I don't know.
So did you know about the guy who released an album of just or a track of just
album
quiet
silence?
Yeah. Is that a Glass?
And then
John Glass.
But then another guy did the same.
Right.
Yeah. Another guy did the same thing as like, no, I've got copyright on the silence.
I feel like Glass is a composer that did something like that.
Okay.
Right,
anyway, thanks
whatever.
Everybody for watching. I don't think anybody's watching anymore, but hey, if you're still there,
moved on. Okay, you're John, did you want to tell a story?
In the bathroom and
no, fuck no, bye.
Bye.